Hello, hello. Oh, it would help if my camera was pointing at me. Good morning, everybody. It's in the morning. I legitimately started having an anxiety attack about 2 minutes ago. And now I'm dropping stuff everywhere. It's okay. I'll be okay. I took my anxiety medication. But that's why I was like a minute or two late. With my live. So sorry about that. Hi Rosanna. Hi Mary. I was watching Sarah Lovecraft's live and 4 minutes till realized you have a live coming up. And then it opened StreamYard and it was not viewing any of the cameras that I use. And I had to like completely restart my computer and everything. And it's such a silly thing to have an anxiety attack about, right? Like, even if I wasn't able to go live today, it's not the end of the world. I just don't know why I started having an anxiety attack. Okay, Rosanna, I don't know if you saw my message or not, but you were brought up in Sarah Lovecraft's. No, it's not you. It's just me. They're here with me. It's a me thing. But she brought you up today, Rosanna, because she got a bunch of requests to do some metal painting, like on components and whatever. And in the references that were made to her, it was, well, Rosanna Bradford does it. And so you were mentioned. She didn't fully like the acrylic painting, although by the end or where I logged off, she was realizing she just had to be more patient and let it dry and do layer and layer, and it was fine. But she used another kind of paint, I think, by Ranger, and she was liking the way that that looked. I also think last month's poinsettia charms, there was one that was really cute. The other one was just ugly, and there was no way that, in my opinion, and several other people's in the comments opinion, it was like lipstick on a pig, which is a saying that I say a lot. But anyways, okay. Also, speaking of Rosanna, on her live, I said that I was going to be designing the Christmas box, and then I got to thinking, I hate when this shows over there, but I don't really have much of a choice, I guess. But I wasn't able to set up a collaborator link with the live. The only thing that I could have done was like send her an invite and she would have to stream it directly to her challenge or channel. So I'm going to wait and I'm going to do a recorded video for that. So, so that I can do the collaborator link, because I'm trying to do that anytime that I work. See, I had an anxiety attack and now all my little things are going to bug me. Like that looks like it was off kilter, which it probably is. Doesn't matter. But yes. So now I gotta figure out what I was saying. Oh, so I've been trying to do that. Like if I get something from somebody, I've been trying to do the new collaborator links, because what that does is that it puts, so you create the collaborator link, you send it to the other person or persons. They have to then go in, click the link, and say, yes, I am a collaborator of this video. So I've been trying to do that with anything I get from a smaller company. I don't know like that it would be good for like Bard Beatbox or Dollar Beatbox, which by the way, I got mine. I'm gonna open that. Beth is very sad because she just canceled her description. And when you see the box, you will understand why she was sad. Then I had some people message me and ask me what if I would do an example of when I said you can make an ornament and then also make a jewelry item that they can wear all year round. They asked for an example of that. So that's probably what I'm going to be doing today after I unlock or unbox the Dollar Bee box. And I'll probably actually use it. So I'll have to go back and like put that stuff in my description. But yes, so hello, Anita. Hello, Nicole. And Mary. Oh, I'll also do that with like Blessed and Beautiful. I ordered some pens from her, and when those come in, I'm going to do the collaborator link for that. So that'll be good. All right, let's go down to the mat. Take a couple more deep breaths. And I will open my Dollar Bee box with you guys. Okay, so I might be way too far in. And I have to make sure that my screen isn't bouncing. It is. Wait, does that make it worse? I don't know why one makes it worse than the other. Okay, so Dollar Bee box, December 2025. Hi, Barbara. I hope I said hello to everybody. Anita, Georgina, Rosanna, Mary, Nicole, Barbara, Georgina. Probably already said that. Yeah. Okay. I have your video paused, Rosanna. I'm going to go back and finish watching that while I'm deciding what I'm going to do for my Christmas box video. Okay. So the paper inside says, fill your designs with the calm, cool beauty of winter. This month's palette blends soft and deep blues with elegant touches of gray, gold, and silver, perfect for everything from frosty inspired bracelets to sophisticated evening pieces. Every month they do an exclusive coupon, which they only, and I haven't gotten my coupon code from them yet. I need to give them a little caller. But so the subscriber 10% off this month is for Chinese crystal teardrops. So you just have to place an order before the end of February, put in the little code, and you will get it. Okay, I have my list, although it doesn't always matter. I have a hard time, and I'm not the only one figuring out which color is colored. Oh, also, I have to show you the cutest things, although one of them is broken, and I'm sad. But we decided that we're going to start, like, collecting little animals for Squish. Look at the moose. It's a strawberry quartz moose, which is so cute. These all just came today together, so look at the little llama. This one they call Redline. If either I'm just not familiar. I believe I know this as like pink spider web. But yeah, so there's the llama. There's an opal ram. Cute, cute. A unikite snail, which this so cute. And then the giraffe, and the giraffe's ear is broken, and I'm sad. But it's so cute. And it's so much taller than the other one. So it's like fitting, but this ear is broken. So I'm gonna have to order another one. And then there's this really sweet girl up in Flagstaff that Jerica used to like. She was a manager at a restaurant up there, and she worked there, and she loves mushrooms, and she sent squished little things throughout. So I got this, and although it was called a tree on the site, I thought it would pass for a mushroom because the base was so ruined. And I'll tell you, I really don't recommend buying anything resin based from oh my gosh, the Chinese company, Temu. Thank you. Because it's all really ugly and pointy. It's not shiny. It hasn't been polished. None of that. So I'm probably going to return this to you because I'm just not a fan, which I'm bummed because, again, I thought it looked like a little mushroom. But so I was going to send it to her for being so kind. Okay. On top of the dollar bead box, I also get the dollar bead bag, which is 8 strands, 4 3 millimeter, 4 4 millimeter. And the bag is $8. So it's a very good add-on subscription. You get a full strand of check glass beads from, as I said, sometimes it's hard to tell which of these are the name they give them because it's just when it's this or that, because they don't have enough of any one color. Sorry, my anxiety makes me very dry mouth. Okay, so for the 3 millimeter strands, we have winter blue or matte aqua, blue opal vitriol or opaque blue half silver. I think that's what this is. No, that's more gold, I think. Or maybe this is the, if it's the blue opal vitriol, this would make more sense because you're getting like the pinky gold. I'm not quite for sure. And then the last one is cerulean iris or matte cerulean iris. So those are the 3 millimeters. I'm not going to sit here and try to figure it out because we could be here all day. I do know what this one is. So this is the cobalt blue, or you get opaque cobalt, which I think I got the opaque, which I'm happy with because that's going to be really pretty. Frosty or Sea Grove, couldn't tell ya. Matte rainbow blue iris, crystal electric blue. This might actually be crystal electric blue. I'm not quite sure. I like when they have like a 3 millimeter and a 4 millimeter strand like matchup, which I believe this is, and those aren't the same. But these are the 8 strands that came in this month's dollar bead bag. As I say, we could be here all day trying to figure out which is which. Good morning, Gloria. So we have those. And then let's start with the strands in the dollar bead box. I was actually going to cancel my subscription, which I'll talk about a little bit more in a second, but didn't get around to it. So I still got it. So we have the check glass bicone that is a blue gray. It's 8 millimeter, and there's 15 pieces on the strand. And then we have a 6 millimeter. That makes it easy. Sapphire copper lined or sapphire copper lined Maria. I think mine has to be the Maria, and I say that because of the like color on the outside, but again, I could be wrong. So we have 3 by 5 millimeter check glass pinch bronze iris or 3 by 5 check glass pinch blue with bronze. I think that I got I don't know what I got, guys. I got one of those. And then the next one is the check glass gray pearl navy or check glass pearl, or I'm so confused. It says either a 4mm check glass pearl navy or a 6mm check glass pearl navy. I'm assuming that's what this is. I don't really consider that navy blue. It's much closer to the cobalt color, but I don't really see that as a navy blue. I like dark. And then I did get some pinch beads that say that they are light blue with white. I don't know. That's more of like a gray blue color, not white. Which is a thing that I've noticed with check glass. It's very hard to get like a white bead. It seems like you always get like this opalite color that they have. Like some of these I've ordered and their description says this one is the closest. I also have some little 4mm, but they're still not completely opaque. And like I said, you typically get something more like this, which on the camera it might look really white, but in person it's not. It's more translucent. I'll keep those out to use with my blues. And then there's the 3x5 check glass gem cut rondelle in light blue, 25 pieces. I love gem cut check glass. It's so pretty. All right, now into the individual items. Again, we could be here all day. Check glass pillow bead, because they don't actually like mark their bag. They just send you a bunch. Okay, well, it's 2 pieces and it is acid etched electric blue AB 12x15, and there are 2 of them. If any of you are a fan of these, please let me know. Maybe I'll send them to you in your next order, because I'm not a fan of that like metallic-y. I don't know why. But then we have Chinese star cut rectangles in royal blue AB. There are 6 of those. I often have to figure these out by like, are these them? That is not 4x6. That's a square. Are these 4x6? This is 6-piece set, and it looks to be the only 6-piece bead set. I guess the length, they're like really stretched. They're kind of a cool shape, so I like that. But they just look to be like almost a very long stretched bicone, which is kind of pretty. Yeah, well, okay, good. I'm glad I'm not the only one, Rosanna. Thank you. Then we have 12x15 check glass pillow, white with light blue. This is probably one of my favorites in the box. It is white with just like a hint of light blue. Here, I'll take it out. They're just gonna go in with my. They just have like that touch of light blue right on top and like along the sides. So those are really pretty. I do really like those. Then there are check glass heart leaf opaque blue with dark pink, which are these. And I call this color periwinkle. I think it's so pretty. So those will be fun. It's almost instant earrings. And then we have the check glass tabular square blue with travertine, which is this, which will go good with like the cobalty blues. Or maybe even, they look like a darker shade of this blue, almost, when you pair them up next to each other. And then we have the check cut button beads, blue 2ABX. I don't know what that must mean, the item. I do like the buttons that I get from the dollar bead box. Those are really pretty, actually. I like to use them as clasps when I do leather. And then after that is the Chet Glass Flower Oval Sapphire with silver wash, 16 by 21 millimeters, and you get 2 pieces, which I really like. They're double-sided. So those would be a really pretty focal for a necklace. I feel like it washes out all of the silver washes out all of the blue, almost making it appear purple rather than blue. Check glass spike beads, another thing, if you guys like the spike beads or the metallic wash, they're just not really my thing. And then I should challenge myself to use them, but I haven't. So, that's in Jet A Blue, AB Chinese laser etched round indigo, 2 pieces, and it's 8 millimeter. I'm going to assume this is it because it's the only round bead left. So there's that. But I don't know why they call that indigo because it's, unless they're talking about the stripe itself, because this looks like a white tone to me, not indigo. Check glass acid etched bicone, 2 pieces, 12 millimeter. What's that? I believe this is it. What did they call this? They called these bicones. So these aren't as they're, I don't know, they're just an interesting shape. And then we have some check glass butterflies that are 12 by 14 millimeter. They are blue opal iris with silver wash, and they're 2 pieces. Again, the wash makes it look more purple, but a very pretty purpley blue color. It's really pretty. And then last but not least, we have check glass button gray with gold. Oh, that's what that was. Oh, this must have been the other thing they call the button bead. That makes more sense. So, if any of you like the metallic-y beads, let me know. Codes. So these, I believe it is now like $22 to have a subscription to Dollar Bead Box. I canceled my subscription one other time in the past because it wasn't like a curated set. Hi, Miranda. It wasn't a curated set of beads at that time, and then literally the very next bead box that came out, what they started doing a curated set or colorway or whatever. When I canceled mine, it was because I didn't feel like there was enough of like any one bead to do a full design with outside of the strands. You get a bunch of like 1, 2, 3, under 5 pieces of a bunch of different things that I don't feel really go together. Now, saying I think that this would make a very pretty bracelet with that button closure. And this is the strand that I got in both the 3 and the 4 millimeters. So I think it would look good with it. But So here's this. I may or may not use some of those today. What are little silicone boxes? So yeah, if you just came in, I know I said I was going to design with my Christmas box, but I couldn't set up the collaborator link. And I try to do that whenever possible now. So I'll just do a recorded video after I'm done here. I really did not find out the collaboration thing right before, so I don't even have like an idea in mind, let alone a like design idea. I was just going to try to create something. Okay, I also have these check glass, which have like little crisscrossies. I could use those with these. I could put these crystals, which these came from Randy. That strand came from Randy. And maybe these purple. The only thing is, like, see, I wish I had, if I even just had 3 butterflies and 3 of the flowers, I would be good because I could just like split it up. So let me see. I wonder if I have something else that I can match in with these for the, and then I can just do like one entire, like this all one pattern, and then this all one pattern. But I'm trying to see. Or I can just show a completed one and try to make a bracelet or a necklace with that. Let me see. This one would not be something that went on a tree. I feel like this would have to be its completely own thing, and it's because it's heavy. But these are like the prettiest pink glass pearls. These are clear with the silver wash. Rosanna, I know you said you didn't like stacking more than 2 of these. I went small, bigger, small, so that there was more of a texture. I believe that's what you were referring to, was the little spacers. And then I used the little focal from the companion bundle with, that was the ice cream one a while ago, but you're okay, Anita. I hope you feel better. That is a vintage button bead. I have a lot in various colors. They are made from button molds. Oh, okay. That's kind of cool. So, I only have one more of the glass pearls left. So it would likely have to be like a necklace, I would think, design. And then I can just like add in, I don't know that I'd add these in because those would be really big. And I mean, I guess I could. I don't know. I don't really know what to do now. I had that like anxiety attack, and now I'm like, I just don't know what to do. And this is causing shadows today for some reason. Okay, anybody want to see anything specific? Maybe there's something I can come up with. I really do. I was set to do the one thing and then I couldn't. I have some glass pearls in white, and I have plenty of them that I could do a similar snowflake to that, and then I would have enough pieces afterwards to create a necklace earring set, a necklace. I think that's what I'm going to do because I have a bunch of these. I pretty much already have the pattern, though I might tweak it just a little bit. But I think the white and silver would look okay. I'm sure you guys are completely sick of snowflakes, but nothing else is coming to mind. So I think I might just do that. And I'm thinking I might use these acrylic. Why is my color so off today? These acrylic like little daisy spacers with one of the snowflakes like in the middle of it. I think that might be pretty. So let me pull out my little silver beads that are they're all similar. Okay, where'd you put them, Heather? I think the white pearls, because they're white, they're not ivory. If they were more ivory, I would go with gold, or like these beads also come in antique bronze. But yeah. Okay, I'm gonna figure that. CTA. Oh, that goes there. Alrighty. But we could also take it a little bit darker, possibly, with some like these like smoky gray beads. So I'm gonna pull out some of those. I don't want to do like just an exact match to the other snowflake. Not that there would be anything wrong with that. Okay, so we have to start with the little 2mm bead to give us some space. We need our little daisy spacer. That tree just fell over into my garbage bin, and I'm like, yep, that's pretty much where it goes, but I paid for it, so I'm gonna get my money back. Okay, so for the closest one on the other snowflake, I used a smaller daisy spacer, which I have my 4, 5, and even some of my 6 mixed in here together, which I did by accident. Let me refer to the other. Did you guys like the pink ornament? My daughter said it was her favorite that I've made thus far this year, so I was like, wow. Okay, so this is where I stacked the snowflake beads or spacers. And since I'm not gonna do that this time round, I'm trying to decide if that's where I want to put in the steely gray, if I do put it in. I haven't fully decided yet. Where are my snowflakes? Here. Oh. Again, I accidentally mixed these. I have another batch of them over here. I have more than one size in here. Not a lot of. But I also have actual, I have spacers that might be better. These ones I feel like look the most like a snowflake. So I might try those. So if I do it with the largest one, I believe this one is bigger. This one is bigger. And the largest one over there. Am I on camera? Yes. This is where I think it could be beneficial to mix in, instead of even doing the stacked, just the stacked snowflake beads. We could just do it like that. And then these would go with the other one. I'm just wondering if I would need to do, let me see if I can find some of the bigger snowflakes. I have them over here on my desk, my other part of my desk that I use when I have a project for something, and either I'm coming back to it or I just don't feel like cleaning it up at the moment. So these ones are larger, not by a lot, but like I said, I also have the other snowflake beads. I would have to have 4 per spoke of these. So these ones are bigger. You'll see if I put them side by side. Just like slightly so. It's not a huge difference. But that's why I'm wondering if it wouldn't look better. Here. If I do the stack, I could do the filigree bead cap first. I don't know that you'll necessarily see that, so maybe not. And then if I do, oh no, you see it once you put that on. If I do that and do the 2 snowflake beads like that, I'm not sure I like that because it looks to be bigger than it's bigger than the crystal. So let me see if that's also the case with the larger snowflake. No, the larger one like that, I'm good with. So I would just have to have enough for the project, which I know I do. And then I can do one of the silver balloon beads. They call them lantern beads. They look like little hot air balloons to me. So, where did I put them? I also have those big, black crystals that I don't see right here. And then I have the obsidian faceted beads. But I would probably have to take out the little silver beads down at the bottom if I wanted to use this. This one might not be drilled all the way through correctly. That could be kind of cool if we just took this out. Just go straight to the flower bead. Put the pearl on. Do the stack with the other one. Like this. Once I get this done, I want you guys to all be completely honest with me about your thoughts. I'm looking for a bead cap real quick. I have like a very specific one in mind. Where are This is why I'm going back to the stacks, because I like having all of my like bindings together. So I want all of the, I don't know, the black might just be a bit heavy. All right, sweetie, have fun. Oh, yes. Oh, Rosanna, thank you for reminding me. I'm excited. Or did I already? What is today? It is the 8th. I'm excited for day 16, whatever that is. 10, 24, 18, 22. Today's the 8th, right? Why is my envelope empty? Did I already open it? Now I'm going to have to think. If I already opened it, where would I have put what I got? It's already opened. I don't know if that was done on accident or what, 'cause I don't remember opening it. Man. What? Rosanna, I'm going to look for it and I will show it tomorrow. What was it? This is what happens when you give something to someone with memory issues. What was it? I'm sure I would have had it out on my mat. So it's got to be something like right here. I will find it and show it tomorrow. Dang it, that annoys me. Okay, I also can't find the bead cap I'm looking for. I know it's in one of my glass jars. That's what. If this is your first video of mine, I know nobody live. It's not your first that I'm aware of. But if it is your first live, I'm just going to ask you very kindly to give me a little grace. It's not been the best day, so I would appreciate it. I don't know if I don't think I opened the wrong one yesterday. Oh, it's this. Now I remember opening it. It's very pretty. I love it a lot. I'm loving the like lampwork glass beads, and I'm typically not a lantern bead type of person. But this, the way that it looks to me, it kind of looks like an angel to me within this teardrop. Like those are the wings. I know if you go up, it doesn't look like it has a head, but it's just silver on the back. It's so pretty. I have truly been loving the like lamp work. And I'm not kidding when I say I'm not typically a lamp work kind of girl, because I'm not. I want to see what these ones look like. And if they look, I don't think it's going to be beefy enough to be the focal, especially if I'm stacked. Actually, I don't mind it stacked with the other one. It's just slightly bigger than the smoky gray one. Or maybe I take this one out and just go to this one. Let's try that real quick. That's also very pretty, but a little bit on the lighter side. So I don't know if there's even enough room on these for all this. I feel like this black is a little bit too big for the snowflake. Like if it was an 8-inch snowflake, maybe, but I don't know. Let me finish it off real quick so we can get the full view of it. Like that would have to be the end right there. I love this. I just wish this was smaller. I believe this is like a 20 millimeter. Which I have smaller ones. I just have to think of where they are. Okay. Not there. Peek beyond the curtain. Nope. Laboratory chips. Nope. 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 It's annoying. I have those onyx beads in another size, so that might be something that I make after the fact. Maybe if I do this instead, like that. I wish these were just a tad bit bigger. I don't think this bead cap is going to work for this. I also don't know if this will even go on. Yes, it did go on. But this would be the same shape as the oval. The big glass pearls I have are ivory. They're not silver. So that's a very pretty metal bicone. That I wonder if we use this. We use this little bicone like that. And then did actually no. Well, the smaller disc spacer down here, like so. And then put in a flower. Oh wait, that wouldn't work because these are angled in. So I hate when that happens. And it happens to me more often than it should. So annoying when it does that. I don't know if it's my hand, if it's just the nature of using these like memory foam or memory wire stuff. There's some more of my Okay, so we had the little 3mm on top of the center. We should do this down here. Down here. Bigger ones. Yeah, these bigger ones. The flower bead cap, which was just on the mat. There it is. That's too big for the top of these. Yeah, it is. But never you fear. I have the pretty little, like, vintagey gray. You know, you have some cute. Yeah, I know. I love it. I was going to do gold, Beth, but then I want to use the little, oh no, that daisy spacer is overwhelming my little, I love these little, like, on Amazon, they call them stainless steel color, which they are. But I also like that they look like a very light gunmetal. They're not like dark gunmetal, so I feel like they go with silver very nicely. And then if we do, I should be doing this first. See, it's like if I use this and try to angle it into the middle to then add that, it's just like gray upon gray upon gray. Not, I mean, I could obviously stack some bead caps and or spacers. That is true. Rosanna! I do indeed. I love you every day, but thank you for being my brain right now, as it's like a jumbled mess up there. I greatly appreciate you. I hate getting anxiety attacks, but it's real life. We get anxiety attacks in real life. And so I went back and forth and back and forth. I didn't want to cancel at the very last minute. And I also love It's the Ninth. Oh, you are just like batting 1,000 for me right now. The ninth. Maybe that one was the ninth. Because the 8th, I think I opened on Friday. Let me see. 15th, 14th, 17th, 11th, 13th, 12th, 23. Yeah, that must have been the ninth, and the 8th was earlier. Because this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking of doing very similar, like, color palette to this and this one. Some of them had black, some of them had translucent, and some of them were like the gunmetal, and I used those glass beads, which I ordered and have in all the sizes now. This is like size 2 of 5, I believe. They're actually very pretty. I feel like Rosanna will. I hope all of you would, but I love the green moonstone with just the clear crystals. It's so, like, soft and pretty and girly and just adorable. I have also found that it's not a good thing to take these as tight as you can. I really like the pink one. If I wanted to put something in the center, it fits better because it's not like crazy tight, but it also creates, you can't see that. It also creates like its own little center. So that would be with the snowflake on it. But even if you leave it open, the daisy spacers and the fall spacers at the center kind of already make it pretty. Hi, Carolyn. Okay. So yes, that must have been the 9th because I opened everything on Friday. I opened the weekend ones on Friday instead of like, oh wait, no, I didn't. Oh, I found the 9th. Woohoo! And you're right, I do have the double V caps. I just don't know where I put the bag with the stuff from you. And I was like, originally I was keeping it in the little baggie. Okay, the 9th. Dun dun dun. She has no idea what. She knows what's in all of them. She told me she just doesn't know like which days we're getting. Oh, look, this could hang from the bottom of this white. I almost wish there was 3 so I could like wire wrap these and put a couple of holly berries. Not that I can't still do it with 2 leaves, but that's so pretty. These are so pretty. I have them in like metal, various metal colors, but I don't have any in white. So if we just take the gray out and go back to the pretty, trying to think what I have that's like, I pulled something out and said, I have these. If I had 6 of these, I would definitely be putting them on here. So maybe that's the answer. Maybe I need to add some blue. Um, that might be what I need to do. So if I leave that like that, maybe I just need to throw in some of these blues. I know that Beth will agree with me. So I have those blues, and I also had a box that had nothing but blue beads in it that I pulled out for a certain somebody, and we just haven't found the time to go through them together to see what she likes and doesn't like. It was like these are too big, but if you place the right bead in it, they will set centrally. I have 3 different blues in here. I just don't know for sure what I would do. Okay, Heather, where'd you put the box with the blue beads? Disappearing act for the 9. Oh, okay, this is all blues. So I'm looking for like my larger beads. I do have blue heart beads in here, which I love putting on snowflakes. So possibly those, and they would go with these, which are just little like advocates beads, but I have those in like 4 or 5 different spots because there's so many of them. Yeah, I have so many of those advocate beads. Okay, even if you don't want them, Beth, you're probably getting some because I just have so many. I have these lake blue ones, which would look pretty with those rondelles, but I don't know that I think I'm kind of loving the cobalt because I have the advocate beads as well as the hearts. So these ones are darker, but I also have one box over here that's the like lighter of the two shades, and it matches the hearts better. So we're gonna pull those out because, and then if we wanted to do the gray at the very center, we completely could, but let's just try. I think I want to do the hearts at either end. So we would just need, don't do it. You did it anyways. It's not listening to me this morning. I left a little spacer on this time at the very center. Okay, if we go here with this, and then we might need to put just another, do we do the heart facing this way? Oh no, you need to fit. Oh no. There we go. They will fit. I just have to that way, or do I turn it the other way? I need to put something between this and that. I know. I think I like it going that way. And there's no saying when I do the other one that I have to turn it upside down. Okay. So I like the blue heart. I'm just not sure if that's where I want to put it. I have the blue abacus beads, which would look very pretty with those stainless steel bead caps. Oh, it might not be big enough. Well, I think it's pretty like that. Okay, so cobalt blue. We have that. Which lighter bead do we want to go with this? Because then I have the big, and I have the hearts I can do. There's that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Where's the container with the rest of it? I wish I had something in between this and this, size-wise. It's okay though. Because if we didn't do that and we did this instead, go in there. Thank you. And did that and added the bicone. Where did it go? Yeah, because it'll nestle down. Well, not like that. And then could go something. That bicone may be too big, actually. Yeah, it is. Or we do that and put one of these at the center, but like the big one. I think I like that better. Or even just taking this off altogether and using the silvers. And then we can put one of the balloon beads at the very center. Where did you put them, Heather? Okay, so I think I want to add a ball spacer before I put that on. So go like this. And then I liked this with the abacus. Yes, that gives the abacus beads some its own moment. And then we could go where's the medium size? There it is. Again, I'm getting the little bead first. No, there's not enough room to do it this way with all the little spacer balls. Maybe it just needs to be that simple. Any idea? I feel like I need a color to go with the cobalt that I can start off smaller with, and then maybe do the cobalt blue with the largest size of this. Because I don't want to just throw the gray in to throw the gray in, because it's a bigger bead. So I've just got to figure out if I had just a small, does this blue go? Those could be cute. Okay, do these go together? The like lighter blue with the darker blue? They're just like itty bitty little like the cup beads. So when you put them on, it would be good for the point of like the heart or any other bead. That looks really cute actually. I really like that. So maybe we just, what does that look like with the abacus bead? We may not need that if we use these little cup beads. We could just go from there to there. Kind of have it sit inside, add the abacus bead, and do the same with the floral bead cap and then the little blue. Yeah, I know most beads go together, just some look better together than others. So see, then it gives it a little bit more of a presence. We're closer to the inside, to the middle. So we can either do a medium, one of these. I just don't want it to overpower the heart at the center. We do that. Maybe it won't. And then we do another little blue. Come on, go on. It looks really pretty under the heart. See, it's just so pretty. And then we do the flower going the other way. We do the medium silver. Medium silver. Bluebell. I don't like they don't always like to go on though, but it's fine. Bluebell flower. Or you know what? What do you think about just going to there on a smaller snowflake frame and just leave it with the heart at the very end? Maybe that's the answer. And it doesn't have to go with anything else. And the heart can just be at the end, be its own thing, like that. Because I feel like this is a little too light for the 6 inch. I feel like there needs to be a bigger bead at the center of it. But if I put it on a smaller frame, it can just end that way. It doesn't have to like do the pattern backwards. Thoughts? Yes, no, maybe so. These are the 4.5. Smaller ones. That's like the perfect fit for this. Oh, like another flower coming up out of it, like that. I could even turn this bluebell and face it the other way. Or do you want it going like this, Rosanna? Okay, this way. Okay, like that. Yes, that looks pretty. If I'm facing it the wrong way, let me know because I'm just gonna set this. I like to set my snowflakes inside of something with beads to get it to stand up so that I can see what it is that I'm doing. Okay. Silver spicer bead at the beginning. I need the itty bitty. I need the 4 millimeter. Oh, daisy spacers. Where is my little container of them? Here's my gold. Here's my pearl. Here it is. Right next to me. Of course. I need the littles. Okay. So there. Baby silver spacer. And then a bluebell. Silver spacer. Advocate bead. I love how we started out possibly doing a pearl one, and now we have no pearls on it at all. And then a medium, a bluebell, a heart, a bluebell. I'm wondering if I want to like find my little silver. No, it completely gets lost. Okay. I hope I have it facing the right one. Hi, Renee. Oh, I might have to get the next size out. This little bitty baby one might not be big enough. It's not. It's okay. I have the next size right here. Ugh. I think it goes like 3.75 to 4.5. So that little bit of extra space, I think will help. I know you don't like this color. You're so glad you caught the tutorial. Did you like everything? Yay! I'm so happy. Did you do an unboxing? I'm waiting for mine so I can do an unboxing for you and add you as a collaborator. If you want to add me as a collaborator, if you want to do a collaborator link, you're more than welcome to do so. I like to do them because then it shows up on both channels. The little bluebells. If I would have thought about it, I could have sent you some of these. They're so, I have like that whole little jar full. And then the flower spacer on top of that. Add the bead. Silver spacer. Yeah, I love the lighter blue with the cobalt blue. Glad I noticed those. And then we're going to do the bigger silver spacer. And then bluebell, heart bluebell. I don't know if you get the dollar beef box or not, but if you did, I'm sure you were very happy with the color scheme as it was just a whole bunch of blues this month. All right, there we go. Now we get to do the twist. I will tell you that I have found it much easier to use like a sturdier pair. These are Beadsmith. To use this over using the step bail maker, it is easier. So I may have to do a soft camera because it's really hard to do. And I don't want to break my bluebell. Okay. That might have a little bit too much of a gap. But for those of you who don't already know, I passed 600 subscribers, so I will be doing a giveaway on Sunday night on Beading Besties with Rosanna. I will do that this coming Sunday, and I'm gonna do it the way that I do it, which is just to ask a trivia question, and the first correct answer is the winner. So yeah. Ah, I didn't realize that. I want this one just a tad bit tighter because of the heart. I want it to stay in place, but I also don't want to break my bluebell. Okay, there. I was able to coil it a little bit more so that it stays. And then we will go to the next one. I have noticed that they're doing a lot of this or that in their boxes, so that's probably why they're having a hard time getting enough of. That might be why they haven't sent my coupon code yet, because if they're not accepting any new subscriptions, then it would be futile to have a coupon code that wouldn't work. So, Bluebell. These do look kind of cool, just like stacked up. Um, so that's also fun. If I remember correctly, I think I got them from Chimu. So, wrong way. That way, medium. Bluebell heart, bluebell. And then roll. I have to hold this very securely, otherwise, I had a spoke break and I think it broke because it was bending when I would do the loop at the top. So I think that's why. I tried the spray, the glue one, I tried it with this snowflake, which I don't think Beth or Renee saw. And I went to pick it up and I glued more than one bead. I did the crystal, I did a metal spacer ball, everything, and it came off. So I'm back to rolling these very tight metal. Steve tried to help me last night, but the motion wasn't coming to him. So, just like us women can handle like a tens unit turned all the way up, and at 3, they're like, no, they're tapping out, saying that it hurts too bad. So that's the way it was intended, I'm sure, for us to have our strengths and for them to have their strengths. So it just works. Medium. Bluebell. Heart bluebell. You can also use a spacer at the middle to help keep things in place, because obviously when you glue it, but also they take up a little more than just the center of it. If you use like one like this or something like that. Okay, time to roll it. Okay. You want to be like really careful when you're doing stuff like this, because to get in with the memory wire cutters is not easy. You're gonna have to sacrifice a bead or two to even cut it off to start over. So I just recommend, this is not the right size, being extremely careful when you do it. Or is that the right size? I am likely going to be making a lot of snowflakes this year after the holiday season, so that this time next year I will have like a whole collection that I can release at Christmas time. So, and I'll be like trying different beads and things like that. I just want to have like a full collection to take to craft shows next year. I think it will be a lot of fun. Oh, that heart does not want to go on. We are not going to force it on. I don't know that this one is even drilled. It is not drilled. That's interesting. Bluebell. I'm feeling better, guys. Thank you. My heart rate and stuff have slowed down considerably. So thank you for your kindness and patience and for giving me the grace to go to something that I know I can design. Even though you guys have already seen a gazillion. I will not be showing all of the, like, I'm not going to just have snowflake videos. Like, that would be, I don't know. I know some people have channels that they put live at certain times of the year because they have like that one thing that they're known for. But I will continue to put out content. It's not snowflake, but yeah. Oh, thanks, Beth. Yay! I'm excited. I can't wait to see it. Thank you, Beth. This community is amazing. It really, really is. My channel may not have a ton of, I just broke 600 and I've had it for, oh my gosh. I don't know. I'd have to go back and figure out when I started. I think I'm like 6 months in. Um, and some people there, and myself included, made comments about the growth of my channel, but you know what? I'd rather have my community of, I'd rather have quality over quantity. We'll put it that way. So it's an organic growth. So Bluebell. And I'm almost done. I bet it would be cute just to like put the bluebells like point to point, or like the backside to the backside, with like something in between. So I'm probably gonna go test that in just a second because I think it would be cute as a bracelet and would go with my then your hostess or whatnot would have something to wear all year that's not like specifically Christmas. Oh, okay. done. I didn't break anything. Love it. I really like that. Okay. Just another way of what's the word I'm trying to think of? A way that, like, because I like to say I'm beating myself better. And this is just another example of that. So I appreciate all of you. Let me clean up these pearls a little bit, and then I will grab some beading wire and we can put together a cute little bracelet using similar beads, or the same beads. Why is that? I just picked up some of this. I picked up more than I was intending to. I have an idea in mind that I want to try now. See what we think here. Let me just, I don't think I dumped any of these out, so that can just be picked up. These are the bead caps. Here. I will clean these up afterwards, so you guys don't have to stay here watching me clean off my mat. I will still need those. Where's one of my little triangles? I definitely need to get more of these. We'll just scooch this up out of our way. We'll do the bracelet, and then I can clean it up properly afterwards. Alrighty. Which I'm gonna have to, because I'm doing a video. Mm, 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 mm. That will be more than enough. So we will just cut that. Oh, yeah. I may have excess, but I gotta have too much than not enough, as we always. Okay, so there will be like a little bell at the end. So here's what I'm thinking. Because there are some of these that are more blue, and then there are some that are like a lighter blue. So good job, Head. I'm just gonna go ahead and separate them out really quick. No. There's those. I'll dump some out over here, and I'll just bring those over here. So rather than dump more out, when I come to the end of the design, I like to try to pick up off of my mat versus dumping more out, because that way there's not as much to clean up. Okay. So I'm thinking, like, if we did, no, that way, Heather. Like a bluebell going like that, and then we put a daisy spacer, and then which is that color? I did white on this one. So, and I mean, it's not like white, it's just not as blue as the others. I went like that. It gives it kind of like a double bead cap look to it, like that. And then you could put, I just almost completely dumped those off. You could either do the abacus um or the heart beads. I might do the heart bead as like a center. I'm just trying to decide right now if I might just do the bluebells because the bluebells are just so sweet. But I just have to figure out how to separate them. No, I like that too. That's pretty. That's pretty. Okay, maybe we are going to do the blue too. I just wasn't sure if it would be too big. Um, and then this one I'm going to go with the more blue, a smaller one of my bicones, and then the blue again, facing back the other way. Like so, and then put the metal bead in. Where did the rest of my little bead caps go? It's alright, I have a ton. Once I know that I like a bead cap, I tend to buy a ton of them. And I love this bead cap. And it's nickel free. I've tested it. My goal is not to sell anything. Well, I will not sell anything that's I haven't first tested to see if there's nickel in it or not. So I don't want to. That's the most common metal allergy. So if I can at least test for that when I'm buying things that the manufacturer hasn't put out, that it's lead free, nickel free, all that stuff. So yeah, I actually kind of think I like the blue better. So I'm gonna replace these two at the beginning before let's do it right now so I don't forget. I like the blue. I think it gives the bluebell itself like its own little moment to shine. So that's what I want to do. I feel the white, it just blends into the silver too much. So it doesn't give it a chance to shine. Oh, yeah, I love those. I still, what? Oh, yeah, I'll do a mixed metal design. I'll try to come up with one for tomorrow. Let me think on it. And you could, like, if you wanted to make the metallic, have another, like, you can always double or triple stack the daisy spacers in between the blue. You could even do this like every other bead. If you wanted to, you could use a larger spacer than what I'm using. There's a lot of easy ways to change the look of this with like minimal, I don't want to say effort. I don't know what the word would be. The so You guys will get the full, like, hostess ornament and then the gift that can be worn year round, which I like. It feels, I mean, if you decide to like start doing an ornament for people in your life every year and add the little like charm to them that have the year, that's really cute. You could even do like a set of 3 where you do 1 larger one and 2 smaller ones, stuff like that. But those things go on the tree for, you know, a short time of the year. So I just figure this is a way to extend the gift. So yeah. Okay, sounds good. Oops. You could do this as a stretch bracelet. You could do a necklace using this design. This is a great one to stack to create more of a layered look when you wear it. Like you could do this one and then you could just do a secondary bracelet that's just like this with maybe a silver ball in the middle, or by putting double the bead caps, whichever you come up with and or like, you can do that. And then maybe the cobalt doesn't always match what you're going to wear, but you like the bracelet itself. By making them separate layers, they you're able to wear them more often than if they're like stationary multi-strand layer or bracelet or necklace. So not that the other one isn't great, it's just not really my preference, but that's why I challenged myself to do one yesterday, and I'm very happy with how it turned out. So but speaking of Rosanna, I know that the live was 2 hours yesterday, but I also know that some of that time was spent um, trying to come up with the design and everything else. So, when figuring out your pricing, do you charge for the figuring out part, or do you, once you start putting it together, is that when you start the clock? So, yeah, marketing idea. For those selling, want to take your hostess flowers, give her some. Yeah. You talk to me and I sell them. That's how. Okay, let's. I got you. So we're gonna do the little heart for the center. So I'm trying to decide how I want to do this. I have a really like I have these really pretty like stacked eye pins. As you know, they're not cheap. They're also antique silver, other than like the top and the bottom. Those have a brighter silver, but the middle two layers are more of an antique silver. So I'm like going back and forth with, do I want to use this one as the bottom? Oh, I don't actually like that. I feel like it's just, yeah, no, there would have to be like at the very minimum a little bluebell, and I don't think that, yeah, I don't like that. Okay, so instead, I will just make my own little eye pin. Which, where are my black-handled round nose pliers? There they are. They were hiding. Okay, so I go to the very end of my plier and I fold up like that. Then, where's my remote? I'll zoom in for this. I can get stuff out of the way. So it's just focusing on what I'm doing right now. Okay, so I have this rolled just out like that. I'm going to take my green Xeron pliers and I'm going to put these first in the largest notch and I'm going to fold them into it themselves. Oh, come on. Until I get, and I'm just going to scooch up part by part. This one like folded until I get a really tight closure, which I did, but the very edge popped out for some reason. That's actually not going to matter because I would be cutting that part off. I'm going to cut right there like that. And then you end up with your own little eye pin, and you can make that as big or as small as you like. I could have done more rolls and then squished them together. There we go. There we go. And then I think I want, nope, that's on there, very sturdy. Okay. And then I'm just trying to decide if I want to put one of the flower bead caps on. Where did they just go? Here's one. I don't know. We can check though and see if just the bead or just the bluebell or the bluebell and the silver bead cap. I can't decide. I'm not going to put a bluebell on the top of this because I'm going to suspend this between two of the bluebells already, so it'll be there. All right, Rosanna. Oh, it's really cheap with wire. I just find out what the price of an inch of wire is. I didn't need to do it this way. Okay, so there it is with the metal. This is it without the metal. I'm trying to figure out. Yes, I agree. The metal is needed. I didn't like it with just the bluebell. The bluebell kind of looked lost. And then I also don't know why I cut so much wire to do this. I'm just going to take it and I go in at an angle right in the bend. I go up over and down. Then I roll my pliers till they're parallel with the mat. And then I pull it up behind and I finish my loop. Now, if I want my loop to be closer to the top of this heart, which I do, you can roll your wire in until the gap is full. Yes, right now it kind of looks like a capital D, but I will show you how I fix that as soon as I finish rolling this up. I don't want a lot of wrapping because I'm afraid that it will overtake as what people see when they first look at it. I'm just going to cut the end off. I'm going to tuck in the wire, and then all I'm going to do is stick my round nose pliers in, and I kind of wiggle it back and forth while also applying pressure. Oh, I need this to go this way actually. But then you get more of a round shape versus the capital D shape. So it works. So I'm actually going to take this silver off here because I want this to sit between two bluebells. Wait, yes, I can do that. I was like, wait. So it will sit up off the beading wire in between two of the bluebells like that. Now I will zoom out so I'm not off camera the whole time. And I will go back to finishing my bracelet. I'm gonna have to get out some more flower bead caps. Ooh, this one isn't all the way done. Okay, if you ever come across a bead cap, a spacer, whatever that still has its metal there, just find a piece of metal. You can use the end of your round nose pliers. I'm going to use the end of my Xeron pliers and just pop out the metal that's not supposed to be there. Doesn't take a lot of force. It's very easy to do. So. Leaf caps. Those are and then you just continue with your pattern going forward. I've got to figure out this lighting thing because I do not understand why there are so many shadows today. The problem is to get you guys the best picture with the lighting I currently have. The rest of the room needs to be dark, but then I can't see what I'm trying to make. So I know a few people have said I just need a light on either side. Sorry, a light on either side of me rather than above my hands on the mat. That's what Becky has. So I don't know, maybe it'll have to wait until the next puppy's, the business that pays for this, my habit over here. I don't know that it's quite a business yet, but that's the ultimate goal. So, but yeah, my puppy business helps with that. And I have one mama who is due on Christmas Day. and another mama that is due on the 27th. I don't think the one due on Christmas will go the entire pregnancy because she never has. She has itty bitty little puppies when they're born, and then they grow very quickly after they're born, and then she's just so little, and this I that still happens regardless. She's like the male she's bred with for all of her litters thus far is only 6 pounds. So she weighs more than him. But she finally allowed a tie, not just one, but a couple, with our Shih Tzu male. So that's exciting. But I would never want to like force it. We just always let it happen naturally. So, and for some reason, this time she decided she was going to tie with Brit and she gets really hostile if the male she doesn't want to try or tie to tries to. So, it's kind of, it hasn't happened like that with any of my other mamas, like ever. So they've never, I don't know. It's just quite, she just knows what she wants and knows how to go about it, I guess. She's a little character. Uh she's my little weirdo, as we like to say, but hey, I like weirdos. I happen to be one myself. Okay, bluebells. Starting to run out of the blue ones. How many abacus? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and measure this where it is right now using my mandrel before I put on any other beads and see where I'm at size wise. See what I mean? Okay, so here's the mandrel. Okay, I'm gonna hold that tight and we are at 5 1/4. So I do need to put one more abacus bead on this side to match up with the other side, and then we can do a measurement after that and just see where we are. Flower recap. This is one of those beads that I bought a ton of and then have never used. I used them on something when I very first got them, but I haven't since then, so, and I don't know why, because they're fun. The Cobalt Blue is fun. All right, now where are we? Whole heck of a lot, but it would help if I could see the numbers. Okay, we're like right at 6 1/4. So once I crimp and do all of the finishing things, I should be good. Gotta close these up so I don't knock anything over or drop it. like I almost just did. Um, this cording is more reminiscent of like gunmetal than it is to, it's a stainless steel, something I didn't purposely do. I also think I'm going to do just one little spacer bead here and there so that the crimp doesn't go inside the bluebell and make it impossible to crimp my ends. So I'm just gonna put that in. And I know that it will look like there's two little small ones, but actually, okay, question. This says that I should be using a size 0 or a size 1 crimp. I was gonna get around that by adding some scraps of the end. That's one of the reasons I cut these a little bit. I cut my wire a little long. Which do you think I should do? Because I could do it. I have the size 1 crimp. Do I just do the little crimp and not add anything to it? I don't know. I'm probably just gonna go with the number 1 and the silver, just to be on the safe side. So add some extra bits. Okay, that's what that was my initial like thought process was that I was just gonna. So thank you. I agree. Where did I put down the bead caps, or did I not even take them out yet? I don't see them on my mat, so I must not have taken them out. Those little spacer beads that I used are 2.5. I'm looking to see if I can find my 2.0 because then they would hide even more so inside, but wouldn't let the crimp escape. There's a teeny tiny one. I believe is 2 millimeter. You know how it goes. I scour my mat to see if I can find what it is I'm looking for. And that's one of the big ones. I don't see it on my anything. Oh, I found it. It's so crazy to me that that's only a 0.5 millimeter difference because it looks like so much more than 0.5 millimeter. I know it's added to the entire outside, but still, it's just crazy. Okay, so we're gonna pull this off, and we're gonna put the itty bitty on, and then we will add our crimp. And for the first one, I'm gonna have to cut some extra bits until I get this side done. I'm just gonna add probably 2. I'll just do a little loopy loop. Need my magical crimper, my cutters. So I think if I do like a loop that will be twice as much as their, well, no, 3 times as much. So that should work fine. Nope, inside the tube. Sorry if I'm off camera. I was. My bad. There we go. Oh, I have to pull this one back under too. I forgot. This one needs to be passed back through as well. Okay, so since that's the actual like bracelet, I'm gonna make that one small. Where am I magic? Right here. And then I'm just gonna go and center my crimp in the middle of the magical crimper and just rotate, making sure that my crimp is in the center where that ball is before each crimp. And then I continue to go around until I no longer feel the crimp, like there, till there's not any resistance when I close my crimper. I don't know. This tube looked a little, nope, Heather, just trust the process. It cleaned up. I just had to scrunch it a few more times. Okay, and then I will know to cut the larger loop, not the smaller one. Oh, why do I need to cut? Like that. Cut off the excess underneath the crimp. Okay, I'm gonna slide everything down. And then I have plenty of extra little, see, this is why. Okay. I have not used Beading before. Well, that's not true. I have used the Beading that came in my Beading mystery box, and also that my husband grabbed me from Joann's when they were closing. And I wasn't a fan, but it was always 7-strand, and people kept telling me, get the 19, get the 49-strand. It's completely different. Da, da, da. I got it so far. I didn't feel that it was right to give a recommendation without having used the various products available. That just seemed like it would have been an ignorant recommendation because I didn't know how the others worked and was just like completely saying, recommending a company that, you know, there could have been a better one out there. And so that's what I'm currently doing. I just got them like very recently. So I'm trying to give it my best. Come on, go through it. Thank you. And to give an educated guess and explanation when I do a recommendation. My big issue with it initially was the fact that come on, you don't need to go through the silver ball. Just go through the crimp tube or fall out. My initial complaint was the wire memory on the Beading is much less forgiving than you get with Softflex. I feel like the exterior coating on Softflex gives you more, like you're able to like bend it back to go ahead and do your crimp. And oh, I just got the very, okay, good, it didn't break. What was I saying? Oh, I thought that it was just the, oh my goodness, I don't know what I was saying, you guys. I'm so sorry. So that when you go to like tick it back, it stays bent. So see how this one is already bent? It's not straight up and down because I went in to cut the excess wire. And in order to do so, it had to go to the side, and it didn't like being bent. But there's no other way to cut the cord or the wire. It's also it has a more wiry feel to it that I don't get from Softflex. But again, I just didn't want it to be like a recommendation based on my limited use with it. So I always try to if I give recommendations, it's a product that I've used over and over and over and over again. It's not something that like, oh hey, I got this in the mail. You should try it. Before I've ever even tried it. Where are my jump rings? I guess I'm making some. You know what? Going to cut myself some jump rings really quickly because I can't find them. And we've already been here for over 2 hours, and I know you guys all have your day to get back to. So where did I just? Oh, here it is. Okay, so I'm gonna just coil up some step 2 jump rings real quick. Just coil up. Now typically I go in after and I like use another piece of wire. Why are you stuck? To like separate the ends. Today I just kind of did it myself as I was wrapping them. So now I can just cut these. Let's cut that side flush. And then I'm just going to cut the next one. And I'm going to cut the end, making it flush again. Rotate to the other side. Cut. Okay. I will finish cutting those later. I have the ones I need there. And I just need some lobster glass. This is why I'm going back to the stacks for findings. Because this happens way too often. And then Steve will know, don't mess with my stack. And all he's trying to do is help me. I know that. I know. I'm blessed. It's helping me. I have no idea where any lobster clasps are, guys. So I will just connect one ring to the other so you guys can see the size of it. And I will go back and put one on after this. Where did I have no idea where my bench nose just went. Okay, so we're just going to put a jump ring on this side. We are going to close it up until I get that little click noise that we're all looking for when closing up jump rings. So we will go here. And I will connect it into the other loop. And we will see what the finished product ended up size-wise. So it ended up at 6.5, and that's without a lobster clasp. So that's just with the loops and the 2 jump rings. So there you go. This now goes with your ornament as a hostess gift. As I said, you can put a like 2025 charm at the end, especially if it's somebody that you're close with that you may want to make an ornament for the next year. But there you go. You have both. I hope that I didn't drive everybody too crazy with, not having a clue what I was going to do after when I started. But I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. Oh, thank you, Caroline. I appreciate it. I always, even with my soft flex, I like to add an extra piece in because you don't have to squish as many times to get the bead. Therefore, there's less of a risk of like going up or down, not having it centered, or hitting a crystal at the end, or so on and so forth. So I appreciate it. I appreciate all of you guys coming. If you wouldn't mind hitting the like button below, I would greatly appreciate it. If you want to become a member, it's $9.99 right now. I still need to put up the other one. I apologize. But you, as a member of my channel, you get 10% off of any orders that you place with my beading company, during my bead sales. And if you order $100 a month, the subscription pays for itself as far as the discount goes. So I hope everybody has a wonderful day. I hope you all stay happy, healthy, and safe, and that you just continue going throughout your day knowing that it is okay. And there are people out there that will give you grace because they love you. And if you don't feel like you have those people, you have me who does. So have a wonderful rest of your day. And as always, happy beading.